Down three. Rock, paper, scissors, shoes. 1, 2, 3, go. I can't
Everybody's
see
gonna
your
do
hand,
scissors.
Burge.
I'm out.
He's out. Paper. We both got scissors. All right, ready? Me and Dean. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper covers rock. I'll go first.
All right.
I guess that's the best way to do it. I don't know.
Well, we won't hear about LSU first anyway.
Well, don't be surprised. Tim Brando said it earlier, didn't he?
Yep, number 4, didn't he?
Yeah, he had them making it to the playoffs. So they got a lot of pieces coming back, guys. Of course, we know about Jaden Daniels. He threw for over 3,000, rushed for nearly 1,000. Perkins, big name on defense. He's going to be back. The Lacey is going to be a wide receiver name to watch for. Neighbors kid.
He's good.
1,000 yards receiving. He's a junior. He'll probably be gone, though. He ain't going to stick around.
No, I wouldn't think.
Tight end, Taylor. I'm just going to run through some names. These are people that you know. The running back, Kane. Noah Kane, 5'10", 220 pounds, senior, star. 400 yards. He had only 400 yards last year. Logan Diggs. He's going to be a lookout player. Watch for him to be running the ball more. Now, they're going to replace on defense Gay. He was the big defensive end that had all the tackles. He was averaging like 3 or 4 a game.
Yeah, at the end, that's pretty good.
He plays at the Texans now, and then the Cardinals picked up Ojolera, the linebacker that was so good. So, defensive coach Matt House, defensive end guy Jones, 6'6", 260 pounds. He's a junior, and of course, everybody knows the D-line guy Wingo. There's always been a Wingo down there. Number 99, Jordan Jefferson. I know it sounds – it's not.
It's not the receiver, no, not the quarterback, I mean.
No, this is a senior, 6'3", 305 pounds.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then also Lee and Shand is a good juniors to be watching out for. A kid that wears number 0, Mason Smith, sophomore, 6'6", 310.
That's big.
Penn the third, he's a junior at linebacker. Another linebacker, Spaghetti, Speghtts, Spaghettis. He's a senior.
That's Spaghettis.
83 tackles.
Pretty good.
Only year last year. Safeties. Brooke, he's a senior. Another safety, the Sam kid, he's also a senior. Wiggins is a sophomore. He's going to be an up-and-coming player to look out for. Wide receivers, from what Coach Kelly said, their fall camp is open. He said that the offense looks ahead of the defense. That's usually not the case.
No, their defense is usually pretty strong.
Usually, defenses are ahead of offense because it's just,
it's easier.
Well, yeah, defensively, you just kind of go out there and cover the ball. Offense takes a while to catch up to the play.
Right, get rhythm.
But this Daniels group and this neighbor's kid. Some freshman names on the list. Wide receiver Sampson, 6'4". He's going to wear number 6. This Parker kid, he's number 12. He's a freshman star, 5'11", 190. He's from Allen, Texas. And then Jalen Brown from Miami, Florida. He's a freshman, going to wear number 14. Aaron Anderson from New Orleans. It's going to be another slot style receiver. And then Watkins is a kid they picked up for 24 class. He run in the 100 meter, he run it in a 10.3.
Pretty quick.
Texas track star. He's an elite player. Right now, LSU has 22 commits. They're number 9 right now as far as the 24 class. McBride and Bates have came in, and they're going to be added to the defensive backs. And Colin Simpson, he's supposed to decide next week. And again, I'll mention defensive coach Matt House. Now, we all know what he can do, and you see what they got back. Some of these names and stuff you went through, guys, there's a lot of juniors and seniors. Now, they may have to play. They may be a freshman or two that may have to play on the defensive line. But they're 4 or 5 stars. They're from Louisiana. The boys grew up when they was 6 months old. They was eating gumbo, dipping their own bowls. They're 6'6", 350 pounds on average.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Okay,
it's the typical LSU. They breed monsters down there in the swamp.
Yeah. I think I don't think Kelly. I think Kelly does a good job. I think he's better than Orgeron. I don't know that he's one of the elite coaches, but I think he's better than Orgeron.
Do you like him, Birds? I mean, from what
he put a little sour taste in my mouth with his fake redneck accent and all that when he tried to come in. But, and I never, I always drew a little hate because I could care less about Notre Dame. But I mean, he seemed to do a good job last year, and they had a rough start and overcame it. So I mean, I think he's a pretty good coach.
I've heard that he is, and I think it makes a difference. I think it makes him a better coach. I hear he's real hard on his assistants. Like he really, really holds them accountable, like big time. You know, why is this guy not getting any better? Do we have a problem here? I mean, more so than even Nick Saban would be. You know, I've heard that more than once about Brian Kelly. He chews them out a lot.
He's holding his guys accountable, and that's, you know.
I'm sure most coaches do, but I think he may be a little extra with it.
That's, you know, expected. Honestly, I feel this is going to be a turning year for him. Look, if this guy can come in and win, if he wins the West again, or if he even, you know, if the only game they lose is, say, to Bama, because they went on a little sputter there toward the end of the season, remember?
Yeah, they lost to A&M.
Yeah, they shouldn't have lost that game. Now, they wound up in the SEC title game, and Georgia just kind of squeezed them to death. They did. But if Kelly goes, even if they finish second in the West, I'm going to call him not a bust. He's not a bust.
No. And they did improve last year. You know, they lost the first game by a point to Florida State and, you know, come back and beat Alabama. But I think there was a little bit of letdown with Tennessee beat them bad. What they ended up losing? They ended up losing 4. They lost to Tennessee, Florida State, and A&M was just really – that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, they lost, 2 or 3 games, and then Georgia beat them. So
yeah, and then they ended up winning their bowl game. But they did improve as the season went on. But I think a lot of people, the A&M stuff, that bothered a lot of people.
Man, there's a lot of juniors and seniors. I'm just looking at this paper again and again. Guys, there's a lot of juniors and seniors on this list.
Well, that's a good question. Okay, last year they were not supposed to be good, right?
Yeah.
We agree on that.
Yeah,
they weren't supposed to.
Well, it's his first year.
Well, then this year they're supposed to be. There's more pressure on them. Do they do as well? What's their schedule look like? It's
same as it, you know. I mean, they're going to have to play the typical
Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Yeah. Who they play? Who's their out of conference? They play FSU.
Yeah, September 2nd, they play Florida State.
That's huge. That's huge to start out.
Oh, yeah.
Then they have Grambling State at Mississippi State, Arkansas at Ole Miss, at Missouri, at home against Auburn. They have Army. Then at Alabama, at home against Florida, Georgia State, and then at home against Texas A&M the end of the year.
Well, I will say that their out-of-conference games are all decent. Georgia State's pretty good. Army's not bad. I'm not saying Army's going to beat them.
Well, they're hard to prep for.
But they're not. You know, that's not not like playing Northwest Georgia up there, junior college. Or what's the one where they Coosa Valley?
Yeah, Coosa Valley Tech.
Yeah, Coosa Valley Tech. Army's tough. Georgia State's tough.
Welding class. Y'all are in next. Let's go. Third quarter after halftime.
Auto mechanics.
Cosmetology. You'll finish in the fourth quarter.
Auto mechanics.
There's some big boys in the auto mechanic class now.
I'm going to say, though, from listening there, I think they drop a couple. They play at Alabama. Where they play FSU?
It's a neutral site.
Camping World in Orlando.
See, I mean, FSU's loaded. I got them dropping a couple. I've changed my mind. I'm not being a homer, but I've changed my mind. I don't think they win the West.
Yeah, I don't.
I do think they do good. I think they go 9-3, 10-2.
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
Yeah, I think in a 10-win season, when did a 9 or 10-win season become bad?
No.
Alabama's weren't so many football programs. They've weren't football because it's either national title or bust. I mean, if we can't win a title and go just absolutely undefeated, it's a terrible season. We're going to burn the town. Come on, man.
So basically, I guess we're saying LSU actually improved. They went 10-4 last year. So I think they'll go. I'll predict them to go 10-2.
This group of defense, and with Jaden Daniels at the helm, and the time that they play Alabama, the part of the year, it's at Alabama.
It's at Alabama, though. So,
man, I'm telling you that.
I mean, you're a 1-point win at home over them. And I don't
But
know,
you had
just-
Bryce Young,
Well, that's true too.
and they don't have Bryce Young this year.
Well, when I talk about Alabama, you'll understand why
Now, Bama's got the best defensive backfield in the nation.
they've got a great defense.
Yeah.
That's why I'm more sold on them.
They ain't nobody going. I don't see anybody scoring 40.
No.
Nobody's getting 36 on. I just don't see it. I might be wrong. They may come in and get smoked and lose 3 or 4 games, but
I think 10-2, 9-3 at where 9-3, 10-2. I mean, we pick a range. I do not think they'll go 8-4. I do not think they'll drop 4 ball games.
Daniels, Neighbors, Thomas, Kane in the backfield, and this Diggs kid, he's a new kid. That's the offensive names you're going to hear a lot. And then you got this big Taylor kid. He's 6'5", 245, a sophomore type blocking tight end.
See, I don't.
That Perkins guy, this Perkins guy's a freak, man. These guys are from Louisiana, and all these other guys here, from the Penn guy to Brooks and Sam and the Wiggins kid, maybe some new guys you're going to see on scene. But Wingo and Gullery,
Gonna be good, huh? I don't.
Look, their offense, the offensive lines that they're going to be matched up against, they better be ready. Look at the weight: 305, 315, 312, 317. God, they averaged 310 on the front 3 of the defensive line.
They're gonna have a breakout running back, or they're gonna have a Leonard Fournette type.
No, he's a generational kind of guy.
Okay.
There's nobody in the country, nobody in the SEC is going, besides maybe
I will say this.
besides Junkins. Oh man,
Oh, yeah.
he may be that type of. He may be a 2,000, 3,000 yard back this year.
If one of those backs end up just being excellent with Daniel's ability, they might only lose a ball game.
And the coaching, man, this is going to be a big tale. Again, I will get off this train here. Coach Kelly has got a big year coming from him at LSU. If he can just finish, if he finishes second in the West, that's a check by his name. I'm going to tell you, that's going to say, hey, you're going to have to say, hey, he's a good coach, because he can prove that he can win with talent.
Well, I do think they'll finish second.
He can win with talent. It's not like being at Notre Dame. He always said, hey, if you ever let me get down there in the South where them players are, and he's proven it.
Well, guys, he's going to be 20. He's possibly going to be 21-6 in 2 years. That's pretty good. I'm predicting them to go 10-2, maybe win their bowl game. That's 11-2, man. That's a good year.
And most of these names, most of these names I went through, when I would click on their names, what it said where they were from beside their name?
Louisiana.
Yep.
Yep.
You got to go out of state.
Nope. I don't see any guys from Georgia on there. I don't think I've seen any Alabama. There's a few guys from like Miami, places like that. And they do have a kid from Texas, but man, it is New Orleans. These boys are big. They're mad. They've been swatting mosquitoes since they were a year old. I'm telling you, they've been dragging alligators by the tail since they were 3. These are some big old dudes, and they are ready to go to Tuscaloosa and try to win that game.
I looked up and seen that Pro Football Focus has 2 of their guys on their first team offense, Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors.
Yep.
Yeah, Neighbors is the real deal. He's one of the best receivers in the conference.
He's 1,000-year. He's a junior, but he won't play his senior year.
No.
He'll never play his senior year.
And of course, on the other side, you got a Wingo, which we talked about. They always have a Wingo, and Errol Perkins.
Perkins, is he the linebacker?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
They've had some good linebackers. They've always had a good DBs too.
They're going to play him. And think about these guys, these mid, they can play inside out.
Yep.
Right.
Some of these guys can be 3 techniques or not.